The member for McMahon.
Thanks, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Revenue. Given the Minister wasn't present in the House last night when detailed questions on the International Tax Agreement Amendment Bill could be asked, I ask, given the bill that was eventually passed last night affects the taxation of dividend payments, Minister, what will be the change to the tax treatment of affected dividends?
The Minister for Revenue and Financial Services.
I very much thank the member for his question. As he is very well aware, the new tax treaty with Germany, which he supports, incorporates integrity provisions as part of the G20 OECD base erosion and profit shifting project. It assists in our continued efforts to ensure that multinational companies and high-wealth individuals pay the tax that they ought to be paying in this country. The treaty measures are intended to minimise the opportunities for non-taxation or reduced taxation through tax avoidance, including treaty shopping arrangements. Treaty benefits will be denied if a person's principal purpose is to take advantage of the treaty to avoid paying tax. The new treaty does authorise the Australian Taxation Office, our revenue authorities and Germany's revenue authorities to exchange taxpayer information on all taxes imposed by either country, and it enables mutual assistance in the collection of outstanding tax debts. It is very important that we were able to implement this change in the law because this
Minister for Revenue and Financial. I'll just ask the minister to resume his seat. The manager for opposition business knows that I'll recognise him. He doesn't need to sort of be speaking while I'm trying to get the minister to resume her seat. Now, the manager of opposition business on a point of order.
Yeah, on direct relevance, I don't see how it's possible to be directly relevant without answering about the tax treatment of affected dividends.
The Leader of the House will cease interjecting. The manager of opposition business will resume his seat. The Minister for Revenue and Financial Services is entitled on the substance of the question to have a preamble, but I do say to the minister she needs to now start to direct herself to the rest of the question on the specifics which was asked. The minister has the call. The member for Deakin will cease interjecting.
Well, I say to the member opposite that the reason for the importance of this particular tax treaty is it is the very first tax treaty that Australia has been able to conduct with another country that implements the provisions of the G20 OECD base erosion and profit shifting project, which is absolutely critical and something that those opposites say that they care very deeply about. You want us to be combating multinational tax avoidance, and this particular tax treaty will be able to deliver just that. So I commend the legislation that has passed both the House and also the Senate, and I say to those opposite that if you want to actually get into cheap point scoring, that is the level
Member for Isaacs.
That is the level to which Labor has actually sunk. Then what I would say is that
I just say to the minister, I again just draw the minister to the specifics of the question. She's been entitled to cover the broad range of the legislation, but the question was more specific, and this is without being offensive to those asking questions on my left, more specific than many questions are, and the minister needs to direct herself to that or wind up her answer.
I'm happy to conclude my question.
The member for Wide Bay.